of you who don't know, in our speechwriting class, we're giving tributes. And I don't know how many other people have the chance to tribute someone who has been vital to their BB&N experience, and who also happens to be their father. So I'm pretty sure the speech will have us both in tears, because over the years I've learned that it's pretty easy for me to make you cry, and when you cry, I cry automatically. I can't think of anyone in the school that has been a more transformative force in my life yet. But I want to express my gratitude for Mr. Strodel, for my dad, for another reason. He's someone who's incredibly humble. When I asked him if he'd come and hear my speech, and when I told him it was a tribute to him, he was reluctant to come. And when I told him it was going to be in the gallery, he was so embarrassed that he almost didn't come at all, and now it's in the commons, which I'm sure isn't making things much better. But he would never call attention to himself and his commitment to improving life at BB&N. But his subtle guiding force, that he is, and that I've seen both as a daughter and as a student here, is worth recognizing and honoring. When I was younger, I knew my dad as the man who would rush to the side of our pool when he saw a chipmunk drowning. I knew him as the man who loved the mountains, the man who had a quiet woodsman spirit, the man who wasn't too tough to cry and show his emotions when he felt something deeply. So I was perplexed when the father I loved was known here as being the strict dean who took away cell phones and closed the freshman center. I grappled with these two images of my father that seemed to contradict one another. I was dreading sophomore year, the year when all my friends would have my dad as a teacher. But ironically, it was that year that I realized the man who I'd called dad for so many years was the same man that was a physics teacher and dean and everything else here at BB&N. Dad, my friends loved you as a teacher. They loved the little things that I assumed were alienating about you. The quirky jokes you would tell, the way you would give your tests themes and include kids in your class, in the problems, such as your Halloween edition test where all the problems would include students in your class dressed up as different characters and whatnot. Just a few weeks ago, Adam talked about how your egg drop lab embodied the sort of effective learning that we should have more of at BB&N. You work hard to think of ways to make physics something that's usually thought of as dry, dull, and difficult, a class that's engaging, interesting, and even fun. But it's not even that you're creative and that you make your classes exciting. You support the kids in your class. You see them not only as students, but as human beings. Rachel Deal still talks about how you empathized with her when she was sick and missed almost a week of school right before exams her sophomore year, or how you looked out for her when she lost a loved one while she was in your class. People ask me if you gossip about kids at the dinner table, and I can tell them that you really don't. You just talk about how awesome it is to teach kids like Judah Burstein and George Farage. You talk about how well your students are understanding tough concepts like inertia and momentum. You even talk about how you worry that the simple harmonic motion lab is too much stress for them right before break. I wait for you after school so you can stay after class to help them out. You're invested in their lives. You look after them. You're not someone who focuses on being a teacher that is well-liked or popular, even though you often are. You focus on making the kids at the school people of character, people who look out for one another and who prioritize compassion and humility over success and achievement. And that's an endeavor that's really counter to the way many students and teachers think at the school. And for that, we need more people like you here. It's difficult to be in a position of authority, hard to be the one who has to be the bad guy and discipline students when it's needed. It's even harder to do so when your own son and daughter are at your school, but you still care enough to discipline students when it's difficult. You don't do it because you enjoy punishing students. You do it because you love the people at the school, and you're committed to seeing them leave the school as better people and better citizens of this world. I don't think there are many teenagers who would be thrilled to have one of their parents work at their school, and admittedly, I wasn't that excited at first either. But having you work at my school hasn't revealed a person that's different from the father I grew up loving. It's done quite the opposite. It's shown me that you are the man of commitment, grace, and integrity that I've always known. Dad, next year I'm going to miss our 6:30 a.m. breakfast at the Watertown Diner. I'm going to miss passing in the hallways and giving you a little nod to know everything's good. I'm going to miss the way you've always given me the exact dose of encouragement and advice that I need. I'm going to miss the way you break through my frustrations with sayings like, I don't love you because you're amazing. I love you because I do, and I think you love wonderful things and wonderful people. There's a lot I'm going to miss next year about having you at my high school, but I can't wait to see what you continue to do here at BB&N in coming years. As my father, of course you've changed my life. But being here has shown me that you've shaped so many more lives than just mine. Thank you for guiding us all with your gentle yet powerful influence. And here's to many more years of guiding, teaching, and loving that you have ahead of you. I love you so much. Thank you.